Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome back to some more StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today I'm playing another live game for you, and this time around it is going to be a Zerg versus Protoss on a map called New Gettysburg. I knew that, I just wanted to verify it. But anyways, today I'm planning on playing a bit of a macro focus game. I've been uploading obviously quite a couple of aggressive moves here and there, not necessarily cheesy, but definitely a little bit closer towards the cheesy end of things, and I would really like to, play a long, drawn-out Zerg versus Protoss. Now that obviously, takes two to play, so we'll have to, we'll have to figure out what the Protoss player is going for. And if I can pick up the victory earlier than that, I will obviously do it, because my sweet, sweet ladder points matter quite a little bit. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead here and open up with a double hatchery before starting up my own spawning pool, if I can. Once again, takes two to play this game. And sadly, it looks like my opponent is gonna be a bit of a bugger about it. I do really want to get this natural up though. He can obviously just put down a pylon if he really wants to, but he knows I probably already got my expansion, he probably knows that I already got my spawning pool down. He's gonna make the assumption, but it looks like we have successfully metagamed him. As we didn't. We did not. Normally you want to put down your spawning pool just in case he does a pylon block or something like that. Generally speaking, that's very common. He's paying very close attention though to that worker. Nicely done by him. But we'll have to make sure we get our, a spawning pool started here soon enough. Now, overlords on this map are a little silly, as they do get blocked out by these, like, these, I don't know exactly what you'd call them, but they aren't, you can't move through them with the overlord. But anyhow, I went for the double hatchery before starting up my spawning pool. Also got a gas geyser in between. Pretty greedy. But considering my opponent is doing a pretty early scout here himself as well, which could be because I'm playing random, obviously. We're currently on the Winky Face account, which did recently make it into Master League. But anyways, we're playing random, so that could very well be the reason why he scouted so early. But generally speaking, that's an indication that he isn't really planning on playing any aggressive moves early on, as he just simply can't afford to do so. Because he wouldn't have the minerals to really properly support an army if he's going to pull one probe out of mining that early on into the game. So we do see that second gas geyser. I'm assuming here that that is his second gas, and that he started two at once. It looks like that is indeed going to be the case, which would indicate he went for the hatchery first, at which point we are in a perfect scenario, as we will be able to basically just play our own game here. We may have to watch out for some adept play in just a little bit, so I'm gonna have to make at least a handful of Zerglings very, very soon. Generally speaking, against two adepts, all you need is about 8 links or so. So we'll have to watch out for that, but indeed, he did go for the expansion. And the only reason why I scout that, because sometimes I say these things, and, people are like, wait, how do you know that? Well, the reason for it is pretty straightforward. It's just a matter of being aware of the timings. Like, if you are aware of the timings, of where things should be up, and, if you play the game enough, you will, learn those timings, I suppose. But if you, are aware of the way your opponent should be putting down his buildings and the timing he should be making his units at, generally speaking, you can just sort of figure it out that way. Now, don't want to lose any more workers, ideally. These may get a little tricky. It is going to die. Very good. So, I think he killed 2 workers for, an exchange of an adept, which definitely is worth it. I did 1 queen inject, the rest is gonna go towards some scouting here. And the reason for that is, once again, that I'm not really gonna be capable of doing anything here anyway with that stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start scouting here as well with my overlord once again. Gonna put the drones back into the gas. I got 8 links out, which I'm gonna be moving across the map here. And I'm gonna try my very best to figure out the build my opponent is going for, but no matter what, I'm gonna go for the blind spores roughly 4 minutes into the game to try and see what's up. Alright, yeah, so it turns out that indeed was a good call. I'm gonna move into the main base, try and see if I can force this oracle back. Looks like there's a bunch more gateways going down. And indeed, that oracle did just get pushed back, which means we got plenty of time here to finish up our own expansion. And actually, it looks like I'm gonna be, allowed to just sort of do whatever I want. I'm gonna be making a handful of Zerglings once again. You need about 8 links or so to counter a couple of adepts, and if you don't have them, you can easily be caught with your pants down. But I would like to figure out whether or not my opponent has made the 3rd base. Now, sadly for me, he did just end up killing my Zergling, or my overlord, so I'm gonna have to scout with a handful of Zerglings now to figure out what's going on. But with the lair coming in and whatnot, I think we're gonna be fine. I need to figure out though if he's got a natural. Like if he's got a if he's got a 3rd base, I need to start making units right now. As a matter of fact, I should have already been doing that. Considering though that he did make the, you know, the Oracle and the Starport and all that, I think we're safe to say he is gonna go for the expansion, and indeed that is the case. And once again, those are all timing based. Those are all things you can learn from playing the game a lot. Now I'm gonna be going for the missile upgrade as well as the melee upgrades, which are very common right now in pro games. Generally speaking, those are the two that you want to go for. As the carapace upgrade, the armor one, generally speaking, isn't all that helpful. Anyway, we're gonna start knocking down these rocks. I want to have a couple of Zerglings moved across the map to scout any kind of incoming, you know, Protoss aggression. But for the moment, we're just gonna drone up. We're just droning up here. Gonna be getting one more gas in the main base. I want to get full saturation. Although, he's actually moving. He's actually moving. Alright. Little too greedy by me. Little too greedy. I'm gonna start making my my units right now. Let's see if I can pull them back. Just with like a little counterattack. Sometimes you can force your opponent to move back. Are those phoenixes? They could have definitely been phoenixes. And here is a bunch of aggression. Oh no, they're actually oracles. Okay. A little too greedy on my end. Oh man, definitely a little too greedy, sadly. He obviously is losing quite a bunch of stuff here himself too, but all in all, I definitely did not get the good end out of that engagement. I did not actually anticipate him going for a big amount of adepts just like that. Generally speaking, that's a bad push. Obviously, because Zerg is starting to make army, but I got greedy, and I didn't. So, good call by him to go for that build, actually. Really, really nicely done. I did minimize the amount of losses we actually had there, but still. One spine crawler in either base would have, you know, made that way easier to defend. And I think we may very well be forced to hang back for a little while longer. As I'm not going to really be capable of attacking here, as I'll need to remake, you know, the units that I did just lost. This is the tricky part of playing Zerg. Balancing, you know, economy with units. But I think I can start making my links as well as my hydras now. Got +2/+2 coming in. I never slowed down on these upgrades. Looks like we may have to shoo away these adepts. My opponent is being cheeky. Okay. Getting the lurker done here. I got the fourth base, by the way, that I snuck out while my my third base was under aggression. But I want to start moving across the map when +2/+2 finishes. So I think I'm gonna hold back the droning for at least a little tiny while. I got a pretty solid amount of upgrades right now. Oh, I just barely can't reach that. I wanted to move it back. Got a pretty solid amount of, you know, income in general. And with that, I'm gonna start moving. Want to get a couple of force field breakers, aka Ravagers, just in case. Oh man, there's the Protoss. Looks like he's going for a focus around Immortals, surprisingly enough. And he actually just went straight into a fourth. He just went straight into a fourth. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna have to probably tech up. I don't really want to lose my army. And his army is terrifying, as you may be aware. This kills pretty much everything we have. But I'll go for the Infestation Pit right now. And tech up towards a Greater Spire too. And we'll just sort of let him have it, okay? We'll just let him have it. Now this is terrifying for Zerg, generally speaking. And I am also not too comfortable with this scenario. But it does need a lot more practice from my end as well. So I'm actually happy to be practicing this. Now we go into a little bit more of an uncharted territory, if that makes sense. I have not tested this nearly as much as I have some of the other styles in the game. But we're just gonna simply allow the Terran player, or the Protoss player right here, to do whatever he wants. Now I do wanna pressure him, potentially get some you know, good pushes in. But we're primarily here tacking up towards the hive. Okay, trying to bait him out while running in with the Zerglings now. Okay. Don't know if it's gonna work. It will. I need to get some lurkers though. Okay, so that now forced them all in. That now forced them all in. Well, not necessarily, but I'm assuming here that he is gonna go for the all-in. Oh, don't want to lose that. Got my lurker. Very good. Alright, so that was a nice little distraction, actually. Looks like he immediately did rebuild it, which is fine. So he knows about my lurker. Trying to add on some corruptor now as well. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I thought I hotkeyed him. I think I did, but... Oh, that's bad. He did the same sneaky little move to me. The vision right there was incredibly well done. Because obviously, you get a stupid amount of vision from oracles. And I didn't anticipate him moving about like that. Now, I didn't really lose any workers. But before morphing in my my greater spire units, I'm gonna have to counter this little thing here. Okay, it looks like it's already countered. Okay. Got my Brute Lords. But I'm a little low in eco right now. I mean, in all honesty, I only have like one legit base mining, which just isn't a whole lot. Okay. Trying to add on as much of an army here as possible, but I think we may have very well gone a little too low on the worker count. Although I got a really nice army though. I want to start pushing here. I'm drawing up here a little as well. Trying to add on here as much as I can. That was very nice actually. Picking up the observer is a huge deal, as he now won't really have a counter to me. He's going for the counter. He's going for the counter with the zealots. Zealots obviously at this point in the game do a crazy amount of damage. I don't want to lose my base. Please don't lose my base. Now he is investing heavily into this, okay? Like this is a crazy big investment. I think it's gonna pay off, but we need to push right now. We need to push right now. I'm gonna send part of my army home. Sadly, the War Prism did just get out. Okay, here we go. We're gonna push. I need to finish out the game right now. As you can see, my eco is practically gone. I got nothing anymore to properly support any of this. Now he has been investing obviously a lot of economy to try and get a solid engagement off. And he countered the third base because of it. Now I'm putting all of my eggs in one basket here, as my opponent has successfully outmaneuvered me. Which practically makes me now go all in. Like there's very little I can change about this fact. Thing is, though, he's got Tempest. Tempests are pretty terrifying. Archon also, equally terrifying. I don't have my queens with me. But we got a lot of stuff still. And my opponent is forced to leave the game. Alrighty, so just to clarify, right? Just to clarify, I was utterly 100% all in here. But the thing is, he invested a lot of energy and a lot of resources to warp in, like, I don't know, like 30 zealots here to try and counter my newly acquired fort base, right? And he countered it. But still, you gotta keep in mind, I barely mined from that base to begin with. I invested roughly like, you know, 350 minerals for it, and he obviously invested a lot more. Then he did like a big warp in over here as well, and got no damage done with that as well. So he invested like a couple thousand resources that did very, very little. The only issue at that point was that I didn't have any counter anymore, or I didn't have any economy anymore to play the late game. I just simply am not capable of, you know, of rebuilding my economy when my opponent is already on 5 bases. So I was forced to go 100% all in here with the army that I had. And it turns out that the army that we did have, these badasses right here, were, you know, the units that we had were powerful enough to clean out, you know, whatever my opponent had left. And sadly, it didn't GG. I thought it was a good game. Apparently, he disagreed. I think he invested a little bit too much into the pressure and didn't have enough at home to hold on properly. And it looks like our decision making at the very least was on point enough to you know, pick up some sweet ladder points. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this match. If you haven't already, hit that like button. And if you want to see some more like this, do make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get a notification as soon as I do upload more videos. And other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!